Hello everyone, let's make some shoegaze. When I say shoegaze, I think of big reverby guitars, atmospheric, big drums, kind of very larger than life sound, and some simple like rock, grungy songwriting. Some bands that I like in this genre, Superheaven and Narrowhead. So we're gonna go for something like that today. Generally in shoegaze, you wanna have something that's fuzzy, driven, and very atmospheric kind of guitar. Really fuzzy, really present in the mix, but also has a very spacious sound to it. Now, for the actual tone, I used, first of all, it's Amplitude 5, which has like the tone of the guitar is actually composed out of 3 different layers. First one is a clean amp, second one it's a fuzz pedal into a JCM 800, and then the third layer is just the DI that's coming out of the guitar, stacked as a layer with the other 2, just to give it some more attack. And then on top of it, to make it a bit more in the shoegaze style, I added a chorus pedal. I just picked a random preset in there. Though you don't have to think too much about it, just any modulation can work, either a flanger or a chorus or anything. And then also added a reverb pedal. So right now I'm using a spring reverb on this. This is the clean amp. This next one is going to be the fuzz pedal into the JCM. And then the DI sounds like any straight up DI, is just a bit compressed. Now what I did here for the tone is that I've actually used slightly different tones between the left guitar and the right guitar. The one on the left has slightly more gain pushed into the amp and also a bit more reverb, so it feels a bit more distant but also a bit more driven. And the one on the right has slightly less gain on the amp and less reverb, so it feels a bit more close to the ear, a bit more present. This is a technique that I've seen Bon Iver use, and it makes the guitar sound really wide. These 8 bars that I've written are going to be the chorus section. The library that I use are Drums of Prey by Robert Lejon. These are some of the best sounding drums for metal and rock music that I've ever heard. You'd usually want to stick to a very basic like 4-on-the-floor rock beat, or you want to do something that's slightly bouncy, but don't go too crazy with the snares or switching up the rhythm. Shoegaze music is generally very hypnotic, so it has to have a steady groove. Basically, I started with the snares, just like having the snare here on the 3. Then I added some bouncy kicks to it. You can hear them throughout the playing. And then for the cymbals, I basically added the crashes on the downbeats and some accents here and there with other crashes. And also I played some bell hits on the ride to just keep the rhythm going. Now the drums, I haven't added anything on them, so they're just like straight up from the library that I'm using. Right now my actual bass has some old strings on it, so I'm not going to use it, but I have this Gin Bass 2 plugin, which is very good. Now for this one I'm going for something that's slightly distorted, not too much. Now I have the bass quite monocentric, but you'd usually want something a bit more stereo, so I have this synth from London Rain. The chords that I'm playing on the guitar, they're the same here. Next up, I added some more synths and like sounds in here. They're just to add a little bit more texture to the sound. They're just not as present in the mix. What I also added are some little like kind of mallet drum hits, sort of say, so they're tonal, but they're also like percussion-like in a sense. And these all together, they sound like this. let me go ahead and add the guitar leads. So in Shoegaze, generally for leads, you want to have something that's a bit ambiental in a way. The leads are a lot more like in the back, and also in terms of like the writing and the notes that are being played, you want to stick to something that has like slow bends into it, a little reverb and a little shimmer reverb. Let's come up with something. So the guitar sounds like it's moaning. I think I'm gonna start this song with the chorus, and then I'm gonna go into a verse that's kind of like a call and response. So I'm thinking like a long guitar chord playing for a measure or two, and then some heavy drums, and then doing that again. So let me show you what I have in mind.
Bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, a really good tip to use is actually just random guitar noises. So scraping the strings with your pick, or doing the fucking harmonic scrape, or whatever else noise you can get out of guitar, use them. To make it like an A-B thing, I'm gonna go ahead and play the same chords as I do with the left guitar, just with slightly different voicing. Bass run, and let's see how this sounds into the chorus. I want to add some ghost notes on the guitar. Let's go ahead and add this percussion thingies as a little like melody backbone. Okay, my CPU is acting up. Let's do a moment of breathing to it. I think only like the filter drums should be playing. And then let's do like a post-chorus or a breakdown thingy that's a bit more spacious. And this is gonna be quite heavily filtered, so it doesn't really matter as much. Randomize everything. Let me export this pattern right here so that I can play with the filtering. Then run this through RC20. Okay, and this should play maybe just in 1 year. And then drop into like a big post-chorus thingy. Don't need the distortion, don't need the wobble. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Let me drop the mix on this one even more. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Now thinking of changing the chord progression slightly for this one. So let me go ahead and find something that fits. I'm actually going to take the chorus drums and just modify them so they feel a bit more spacious. So it's kind of like, again, an A-B section within the drums themselves. Now let's add some bass to this. E, and also A. So let's do A, E. Let's add some pads to it. So those are the chords for this one. Move them up. Let me move this down. So we have some type of voice leading going on. I think that's it for the chords. Let's see how they sound. Let's also add here some other of the textures that I have. So again, it's a very like chorus driven song. The rest of the sections are there just to support the chorus and like keep the balance, keep the flow going, maintain like a tension and release type thing. But yeah, the chorus is the most important one for this particular song. Make it a double chorus in the end with the lead here again. Let's get the chorus drums, put them here. Let's make like a little drum fill before the drums kick in again.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
This one's very basic, very simple. I try to keep it this way. One thing that I wanted to mention, it's really important, is that the difference between an amateur production and a professional one of them is having automations going throughout your instrumental or song. So modulating like each parameter of each little effect that you're using, or slightly altering the volumes throughout the song. This can seem small changes, and they are in essence, but this little like 1% and 1% added, they make your track just go to another level. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a bunch of automations here. I'm gonna show you a bit later what I did, but other than that, I'm gonna send these tracks to mixing, and I'll show some stuff about how the mixing was done, and yeah, that's about it.